Welcome back to the Movie Marathon Men. I'm Owen Garner.
And I'm Luke Carr.
And we watch films that make us go...
Mission Impossible!
Oh, that is right. We are back for another Saga Wars episode. We watch all the films in a saga in this series and then tell you which are the ones to watch, which are the ones to not. Brian De Palma, 1996.
Yeah.
The film that started it all, did you know that the film, it's not original, it's not an original.
It's not even, there's two before it.
Yeah. So there's a
two-
TV show.
And then there's another TV show, which was a remake of it in the 80s, I think. And that's what Tom Cruise was a fan of. And then he started a production company.
Right,
Cruise...
Missiles.
It's Cruise Missiles. Is it Cruise Wagner?
Oh, right, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, an equally famous partnership.
Yeah. He's Tom Cruise by the time of Mission Impossible 1.
He's Thomas something Cruise Mapother the Fourth.
Right, yeah.
That's his full name. So, Tom Mapother.
Yeah.
Maybe a better production company name, actually, just Mapother.
I feel like we've gotten bogged down in the production company and we've not really even spoken about the first film.
Well, it's quite old.
That is interesting. I will tell you my first note.
It feels brand new.
It's my first note. No notes. For me, it's iconic start to finish. Everything about it. I mean, when we do these Saga Wars, for me, I'm always so caught up on, but this was the first. This was the first time that they did everything. You know, I love all of the characters. They're all archetypes, but they are kind of rounded. They're a bit more real, and people are angry at times, or people make jokes at times in ways that make sense. But there's a great kind of human element to it. A lot of it, I thought it looks absolutely fantastic. Brian De Palma's a great director, you know, and he's got incredible range. You look at Phantom of the Paradise, and you're like, the same guy did that, and Scarface, and Mission Impossible. It's like, it doesn't compute. So he is able to turn his hand to so much. And for me, this film is brilliant, start to finish.
This feels different from the rest of the series, is like, because it has a bit more of a it's quite paranoid, I suppose. Like, it's more of a regular spy film than it is a Mission Impossible.
They go with a lot of like Dutch angles.
Yeah, there's a lot of like under the chin. Like a 60-year-old woman on Facebook's profile picture. It's a lot of just down here. Everyone's sweaty.
Yeah,
you know, it has that element. Like it feels a lot more just like an actual, like, not Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy sort of stuff. But it's much more to that than it is every other film afterwards.
There are some blueprints, especially the big finale.
I was going to say, I've said all that, and I thought, how does it finish? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it finishes like that. Yeah. Maybe not as much. That's not maybe Tinker Tailor.
But you're right that it starts out, and so that's the thing. I think that within the first film of anything, they're really kind of setting the stage for what can come, as well as what is to come. But with that epic finale, they were setting the stage for...
The soundstage.
The soundstage for, the practical, physical stunts that were to come. Just a little fun fact for you, though.
Yes.
The Mission Impossible theme song, which obviously they had inherited, but the dun dun da da is Morse code for MI.
Is it?
Yeah. How fun is that?
Reasonably.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there are only 5 gunshots in this whole movie.
Yeah, no.
None of them by Tom Cruise.
It's very gun-light. It really is. Watch or not, it's a definite watch. Film 1 is absolutely iconic. It's great. If you love spy movies in any way, then watch Mission Impossible 1. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so much fun.
I don't think you need to watch it.
Wow, that's interesting.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't... It's not stayed with me at all, really.
Wow. How many gunshots did you say in the first one?
5.
They had a point to prove.
Yeah.
There is a big shootout in this one, a really big shootout. So there's a lot more kind of big set pieces.
There's a lot in this film. I didn't like a lot of it.
Oh, really? I've said it's not as good as 1. but it's still a lot of fun for me.
At moments bordered between cheesy into melodramatic, and I know on
Oh,
films,
yes, yeah.
and I know I'm like, you will either watch that and go, great fun,
Yeah.
or you'll just be sort of seeing two cars spin around, with doves flying off,
which is,
and just kind of.
I was watching it in a way of like, because I literally watched these films as a child.
Yeah.
And I was watching that being like, oh, haha, I probably thought this was so cool when I was a kid. Yeah. Whereas now it's just charming and silly. So it's John Woo.
Yeah.
It's a very different tone, but I do wonder how long the film would be if they weren't allowed to use slow motion. I would say about half the length.
Well, I've got a fact for you. The original cut was 3.5 hours.
Right, okay.
And this one is like 1 hour and 50. So half the film.
Yeah, my gosh.
I found it reasonably sort of boring in the middle after the horse racing bit.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of just concluding.
Yeah.
Thereafter.
There's a really fun opening with some mountaineering. This film sets up a lot for what's to come, but for me, the biggest criticism is it's really not as globetrotting as the first one and as the rest of the one. They're just in Australia, and so it feels a lot more grounded.
Yeah.
But not in like it's grounded and real. Like it feels grounded as in they're literally not allowed on a plane.
It's
to
like
go to a fun other location.
It has the silliest logic and the least interesting things to do with it. You know, if, in like a James Bond film where they go to the moon or whatever, it's like silly, but it's all ridiculous.
Yeah.
Whereas they're being silly just like in a suburban Australian road.
I will say though, and this carries through to all of the films, incredible cast.
Why is there never the same head of IMF though? Is going to be what I'll say for the whole of this. Is Anthony Hopkins is in this for like 2 minutes at various points.
Yeah, and he narrates it
and
a little
just
bit.
Then doesn't ever.
And then he's never back.
He's never back. Same in the next one. Oh well, I there's two bits of maybe trivia, casting trivia. Dougherty Scott. He was going to be Wolverine.
Was it that he got injured on this film, or wasn't able to be released from the film?
It was a bit of those two, to be honest. He was supposed to be Wolverine, then the film ran over schedule because of rain.
Yeah.
And also he got injured, and that delayed film. Similarly, Ian McKellen was supposed to be Anthony Hopkins, and if he was, he would not have been able to do Mission Impossible or Lord of the Rings.
Wait, what?
X-Men or Lord of the Rings.
Right, yes, because you said Mission Impossible there.
Yes.
Wow, gosh.
Dougherty.
I don't think his name's Dougherty.
It's quite fun to say this. Really, really reminded me of Shrek when he gets turned into a human.
You're breaking from the ground or the roof. It's 2300 hours, 1 minute.
Well, look out, princess. Here comes the new me.
I just know that it came to me. They mention this like 3 or 4 times in the movie, and it just seems really lame when he goes like, I was on holiday. Why don't you tell us where we were?
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be a holiday if I told you where I was. Throws away his sunglasses.
Yeah.
And they did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was a clunky line first. I don't know why they're like,
yeah.
It wouldn't be a holiday if you told me where you were.
I do think that Anthony Hopkins did an amazing job delivering some really clunky lines. Like you get away with being a bad writer when you have incredible actors like that. A lot of these films do have like pretty shoddy writing at times, but there's a John Hurt or an Anthony Hopkins delivering their lines. Yeah. So the line actually seems passable.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, actually that was terrible. Mission Impossible 2
is there.
That's a no
That's
watch.
a don't watch.
For me. It's fun, but it's a not watch. Grittier.
It is grittier.
They've gone in immediately, set a grittier tone.
Contrast up high.
Well, my second note is that J.J. Abrams, director, if you can call him that, is desperate for you to not be able to see a single thing that is going on in this film. The contrast is turned up to a ridiculous extent.
Yeah.
The camera shakes as if a child is filming it because they're just so excited about what's happening on. Yeah. Right, so I've just lined up the car, it's going to come through there. Like, the action was probably incredible. Didn't see any of it. And the film looks trash in the daytime.
It looks like this is the worst of 2000s.
It's horrendous. I hate it. Like, there's so much of those 2000s. Yeah, it looks like Transformers.
Yeah.
There are so many of those 2000s movies that I find so charming to look at, and I really love the way that they look and the aesthetic of it, the kind of camera quality that they had
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all these things. I hate looking at this film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought this one had a great opening, like an immediate opening.
Yeah, so it throws in a sort of cold open
Yeah.
type thing. But I don't know. I feel like the tone that they set in that opening is really serious and really gritty. And then the film's really silly for like ages.
Yeah.
So you're just spending the whole time being like, oh gosh, this horrible thing's about to happen. And they're like being, haha, be silly. Who said that?
I don't know why this is, but I felt really invested in this movie.
Oh, no, it's rubbish.
I think depending on the time, like I just watched this movie. I watched 1 and 2 back to back, and then went straight into this one.
Yeah.
And don't know what happened. I was captivated.
By what? What? Tell me the specific
I don't even
bit that
know.
you saw that you were captivated.
Well, he had some stakes, at least in this one.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, so I've
performance.
put that he is the MVP. He's an incredible performance, and people talk about that still.
Yeah, he's one of the only villains throughout this whole saga that like has any staying power. I cared about his marriage.
It's crazy, man. I hated this film. I'm never watching it ever again.
I prefer it to Mission Impossible 1.
Wow, that is crazy.
I preferred it.
My issue with this film is I just wish there was a different director. So we see The Running. The Running comes into this.
Oh, there's so much. This had a great run.
I liked the story. I liked the performances. I liked the tech that was in it, and there were so many elements. But I just didn't like who was sat behind the camera.
Yeah, just like I enjoy it when, and this will sound like I'm being sarcastic. I enjoy it when they tell me what's going to happen in a heist in excruciating detail.
Yeah.
And then you get to see it happen kind of like that as they said it was going to happen.
They
And
did
it's
that
just
they did that in Mission Impossible 1. What are you on about?
oh no, yeah, that one did. The rest of it was kind of boring. This one, the camera was flying all over the place.
Yeah,
How can
I
I not be
hated
paying attention? It was like 200 TikToks. Watch or not, I still don't think this is a watch.
Yeah,
I've gone 3 don't watches.
It's an absolute not watch.
But if you had to watch one of the earlier ones, watch this one over Mission Impossible 1.
Definitely do not watch this one. It's terrible.
I think it's maybe my second favourite in the whole saga.
That's crazy. You've got to leave that in the video.
Yeah.
You've got to leave that
I'll
in the
stand
video.
by that.
Wow, that is crazy. My first note, hello Steadicam. Oh, that opening. It's such a fun cold open.
Yes.
So you pick up the story in an interesting place. There's a real sort of tone shift. This is a new era.
This is the divide.
It's a distinct. This is like the bit in Die Hard where it's like Bruce Willis with hair and Bruce Willis without hair.
It's Tom Cruise post couch jumping.
So this is Brad Bird, the director of The Incredibles and Ratatouille. An incredible action movie from him. Like, it's amazing.
It's back-to-back debut directors. But so J.J. Abrams also, that was his first film.
You can tell.
By the way, it was the biggest budget ever given to a first-time director, which I think is still the case.
Yeah, because they saw it and they were like, never doing that again.
This film is good. They go rogue, classic Hallmark in every single one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But like he will often start the film. I don't know if there's a film where he doesn't go rogue at all.
Like he starts it on mission every single time.
Yeah.
But then halfway through the film, like the head of whatever his boss goes,
ha
ha ha, I'm the villain from the Message.
Don't say that these films are Scooby Doo, Luke. They're way more sophisticated than Scooby Doo, and I'll tell you for why.
No dog.
No dog.
Yeah.
No talking dog.
No dog.
It's Benji.
the whole Burj Khalifa stuff.
They set the standard at the tallest building in the world, which is incredible, and they've somehow bested it again and again. You know,
do you think they've bested it?
Yeah, I think what they've done each time has been interesting and new and exciting in a different way. I think it's been incredible, and it's what put bums on seats. Like Tom Cruise knows what sells tickets. He knows what cinema is. He knows what the cinema going experience is. He knows how to get people excited and engaged. We're going to do at least one big stunt. But they don't do one big stunt. They do like 3 big stunts each movie. For me, this film is absolutely great. The whole Kremlin sequence from start to finish.
Yeah.
I just couldn't pull myself away from it. It's so good. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And the leap from 3 to this, in terms of the tech that is on display, is incredible.
Yeah. This is, I think, the perfect balance of technology where they've got a solution to an issue.
Yeah.
But there's something practical involved. Like they have that screen, but they have to put it there.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like there's a lot of like Benji's somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like do something, and then you're like it happens magically in front of you. This one there's like a tactile element to it. I think everything about this film was good, with the one exception of the villain. Who was it? What were they doing? What was their name? What do they even look like? I don't know. I don't really care.
Do we think that there's, and now this is I'm taking a bit of a shot at Tom. Do we reckon that there's a bit of a, oh no, the villain's not important. Like, I'm the important part. Like the heroes are the important part. Like we're kind of supposed to, the villains are disposable in a way of like a, but they're not the important part. I feel it's one where in each situation that they set up, they utilize the situation to its greatest entertainment potential. This film is so fun. There are jokes in this film. Jokes are plenty. I laughed a lot. And it's really exciting. You know, it's around this time that there was a divergence of like the kind of more Marvel-y fun ones and the more DC gritty ones. But that's the archetypes of what was happening just in all of cinema, really. And things either took themselves very, very seriously or were super silly. And this one does the super silly, but to a really seriously good level.
Well, it's about the same time as Skyfall.
Yeah.
Which, as you say, films are supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And the hot take is that Mission Impossible 3 is better than Skyfall.
Ghost Protocol, watch or not?
That's a watch.
It's an absolute watch. So for you, that's where you start watching?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What is the word for penultimate that's third? Anyway, the third final film. What an opening, hey? What an opening. We're placed and we're thinking like, oh God, I wonder who they're going to get back for this one. Because there's a bit of a theme of just kind of cleaning house and disposing of everyone. Hey, that's a familiar face. And, you know, the syndicate, the kind of overarching villain of this film was set up kind of at the end of the last in a fun way. So, yeah, no, I absolutely loved this film.
I struggled to separate this film from the next one.
But I can't distinguish Infinity War and Endgame.
Because I'm the exact same with Schindler's List and Bambi.
Right, yeah. Even if you haven't watched any of these films, you have watched parts of these films because everybody has. Everybody has watched sequences from these films, and that's incredible to be able to say, oh, everybody has watched a bit of this film. Whoever you are.
Well, this one especially, because the plane hanging on thing was in the trailers. It may have even been on the poster. It was
I think it was on the news. I think people talked about it on the news because he actually did it.
Yeah. This was like the opposite of clickbait, where they show you something in the title, you never believe what, and then it's the first thing in the video.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, you've seen the thing. There's the underwater bit. I remembered that.
Yeah. There's
good stuff. It introduces Rebecca Ferguson.
You also have Alec Baldwin in this film as the new head. Again, they have a new head. But
maybe it's the same guy, just in loads of masks.
Just in loads of masks. It was quite problematic when he was doing that for like 2 years. Basically, this film sets up the syndicate. So Rogue Nation there's a bunch of rogue spies.
Yes.
This is the one with Henry Cavill.
No, Henry Cavill's in the next one.
Henry Cavill's in the next one. This isn't the one with Henry Cavill.
No, this has Jeremy Renner in it.
This has Jeremy Renner.
Again.
Yeah.
This is it has one with a car does about 17 flips like this.
Yeah. Has Sean Harris.
And this is where he's... No, that's the next one. This is where he's Mr. Lark, but that's the next one, isn't it?
Oh, or maybe it's this one. Maybe that's set up in this one.
Yeah.
They love going to London in these films,
they do,
which I love.
Yeah.
Because of what you feel is such an American franchise. They go to London all the time.
Yeah,
You're
they
like, cool.
Is the MI... Yes, this is where the Prime Minister of us is in this one.
Yes. Played by Tom Hollander. I will say, I have forgotten a lot of what has happened in these films, but I don't feel bad about that, having forgotten quite a bit. But I was excited at the time. Yeah. I really enjoyed it at the time. I think that these films are they're sort of generated for fun. There's, I think, a great car chase in this one.
There's a great motorbike chase.
Christopher McQuarrie era that we're in now, they do set pieces that last for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They do like action set pieces, but not even set pieces. They'll go from a set piece and then action their way to another set piece. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, watch or not?
That's a watch.
That's a watch for me. It's a watch, baby. Now the penultimate film.
This one has Henry Cavill. And Vanessa Kirby.
I've written again, lovely opening, great tone, and the pieces are already in play. I can't remember what the opening of this one is.
I wish I remember.
Yeah.
What is the opening of this one? This plutonium.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
It's a dream?
It was a long mission briefing on this one. I will say, just as a side, like I feel like they spoke for like 3 minutes and gave him so much information, and then we're like, this message will disrupt in 5 seconds. I was like, you've given him too much stuff to. There's like his 50 people's faces. Remember them all?
Yeah.
And now you'll never see it ever again. Your mission, your impossible mission, is just sort of hold on to this plutonium. Like, don't lose this plutonium.
Yeah.
And then, like, 3 seconds later, they're just throwing it around. Leaving it, like, in the back of the car, like David Cameron with his baby. No eyes on it.
Yeah.
No care for it. And they turn around and go, oh, no.
Yeah.
This mission was too impossible.
Yeah. I've remembered this one. In this film, it's the one where he does the stunt where he jumps from one roof to another and breaks his ankle.
Yeah.
Kept going. If Tom Cruise wasn't such a weirdo, he'd be the coolest guy ever. The finale, I absolutely loved it because it has this massive scale, this massive like action scale, but then also really character-driven drama. And it does what some finales try to do and fail, but really, it does it really well for me.
And actually, a lot of the Paris imagery, like the chases they have around there, because you're confined by the buildings, it's all good stuff. Vanessa Kirby's addition, I think, is great in this. I think it's fantastic to broaden the world a bit, to have someone who's not just the villain or the villain in a mask, or Ethan Hunt in a mask.
Yeah,
it's nice to have a little bit of a network,
network, and some grey area kind of characters who are bad, but they're not as bad as the main villain.
You have, of course, Henry Cavill, but more importantly, his mustache.
Yeah,
that caused Justice League to have to CGI out a mustache,
which is incredible. The action is impeccable.
Yeah.
It's a masterclass. Like, these films are shot incredibly, choreographed beautifully. The stunts are incredible.
Yeah.
They're just so fun.
Yeah, and the villain has a little bit more of a motive. Like, there's something going on. It's not just I want to win the world because I kind of want to. Oh, I love the fake room stuff.
Well, and that's a callback to the first one.
Yeah, but it's better in this one.
Yeah. Is this a watch or not?
This too is a watch.
This too is a watch.
Bold of them to make the Dead Reckoning Part 1, but then not do Dead Reckoning Part 2 and instead go to the Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
I wonder when they're going to release Dead Reckoning Part 2.
The Final Reckoning is going to be a Part 2
yes.
to this film. Like, they've just changed the title to be like, we're finished.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The concept is delivered immediately. There is a great link back to the original, but with new and interesting details. So they go before the first one ever so slightly, and in a really interesting way. And then they set the heart of this film really well, of just it's about the decision. And so then you have the Hayley Atwell character be, again, our kind of audience surrogate in a way. And it's based around the decision and the place that we find all of these people. And by just the nature of this, you learn so much more about Benji, even though they don't tell us about Benji.
Yeah. I think I was just fed up with AI a bit. Just the entity, like calling it the entity and it being this sort of like sacred thing, but it's AI. It is absolutely fine objectively. I was just a little bit like, the entity, okay.
Oh, really?
But I enjoyed the human villain, Gabriel. Hayley Atwell was a good addition. It was just, I just didn't like it as much as the previous three, and that's not a flaw. That's just to say the other three. It was a bit clunkier, maybe.
It is a bit clunkier. There's one scenes where I was watching and I was thinking, a bit clunky maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think the action is incredible as always. And in this one, really, it's there are three kind of distinct versions of the action. Action is done for levity, for excitement, or for tension. And they really are able to switch between those three in a really great way of like, okay, we're going to give you action, but then we're going to tell you how to feel about it as well. So that, are you watching it with a smile or from behind a cushion? It's great. It's really fun. It's really fun. I think it's a good installment in its own right, but a great setup
Well,
for
this is
what is going to be an epic finale.
It is a great setup. If the finale is a letdown, that's where the watch or not. I mean, obviously, to get yourself prepared for Dead Reckoning Part 2, you should watch Dead Reckoning Part 1. If it's not good, then this becomes a don't watch.
Because what you would finish
you'd
on
rather
Fallout.
just finish on Fallout, I guess.
And Fallout does have a nice... For me, then, it's like Mission Impossible original, and then these are all just legacy sequels, and they just kept going.
Yeah.
And I like the disconnect between them. And it's a bit like oh my god, it's Jason Bourne.
Oh, they get they call him such ridiculous things in the last 2 or 3. In the last one, he's called like the human embodiment of chaos and disruption.
But so they're like, oh my god, it's Ethan Hunt. So they're like,
they call him the architect of destiny or something.
It's
just a guy who jumps off stuff.
It's brilliant.
Right.
Your watch list for Mission Impossible is
Ghost Protocol, and then the ones after it.
That was nice and punchy, Luke. Well done.
What are they called? I can't remember their names.
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and I guess the Final Reckoning.
What a closing line there. So my watch or not is Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout, and Dead Reckoning. We'll be back with other videos. We'll be doing our weekly rundowns as usual. But the best way to see what we're doing is to like this video and to subscribe so you never miss a single thing that we do. Well, until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.